To better understand the concept of internal moments, we chose to model the complex life of Harry Potter as a cantilevered being to be able to analyze how each moment ultimately affected him.
So, if Harry was a beam, the significant moments in his life would probably come from this.
Harry, be safe. Be strong.
Or his admission to Hogwarts, the School of Magic.
Of course you know all about Hogwarts.
Sorry, no.
No? Blimey, Harry, didn't you ever wonder where your mum and dad learned it all?
Learn what?
You're a wizard, Harry.
And probably this.
Please. Avada Kedavra.
Oh, and there's some fight at the end too, but we'll get to that later.
So, in total, Harry's life was loaded with a variety of events. These included his parents' death, modeled as a decreasing distributed load from 5 to 1 kilonewtons per meter that minimizes over the course of his life. Then, as we all know, Harry gets admitted to Hogwarts, which after much calculation is equated to a positive 30 kilonewton point force. And later, when Harry's mentor Dumbledore is killed right in front of his very eyes, he began to bear an additional 27 kilonewton load.
At any point along his life, the beam can be cut to identify the internal bending moment. By summing the moments on one side of the cut, the unknown internal moment can be calculated as the moment necessary to maintain equilibrium within the beam. Knowledge of these internal moments along a beam are essential to engineers as they examine the stresses and bending deflection in beams, trusses, and various other structures to ensure functionality and safety. To accurately illustrate the change in these internal moments, we will create a moment diagram plotted over the course of Harry's life.
Given the previously discussed forces to Harry's beam, we graphed the moment diagram of Harry's life. As you can see, the moment diagram starts off negative because of the negative distributed load of his parents' death. Also, note how the positive forces of Harry going to Hogwarts and the killing of Voldemort helped counteract the negative loads of his parents and Dumbledore's death.
But of course, Harry's life was more complex than that. First, we added in some supports. Harry makes friends, yay! Which we modeled as a rolling support. He also falls in love with Jenny, the old ball and chain, who served as a pin support.
Here's how Harry's supports altered his moment diagram. Do note how having supportive friends and a supportive girlfriend positively changed the beginning of his diagram.
Before we get to the bad stuff, though, let's remember that Harry was a Quidditch champ. That's a positive 15 kilonewton points for Harry.
He's got the snitch! Harry Potter receives 150 points for catching the snitch! Gryffindor wins!
Then we modeled Harry's arch-nemesis Draco as a negative 15 kilonewton force.
You filthy little mudblood.
But we know Harry's life wasn't all sunshine and lollipops.
For God's sake, Dumbledore, what's happened?
He's back! He's back! Voldemort's back! Cedric, he asked me to bring his body back. How dare you stand where he stood? Tell them how it happened that night. Tell them how you looked him in the eye. A man who trusted you and killed him. Tell them.
We modeled the tragic death of Cedric Diggory and Voldemort's return as a negative 30 kilonewton force, as well as Sirius's death as a negative 40 kilonewton meter moment. Before Harry realizes Snape's true intentions, he feels betrayed by Snape for killing Dumbledore. We represented this as a negative 20 kilonewton force.
As you can see, these additional loadings greatly increase the complexity of Harry's internal moment diagram. One important point of note is Sirius's death, which we modeled as a directly applied moment because it directly affected Harry's emotional balance and caused a discontinuity in the moment diagram. As life becomes increasingly grim due to his uncle's death, Harry's internal moment must simultaneously jump to compensate for this tragedy if his emotional equilibrium is to be maintained. A moment diagram such as this one will provide engineers, or Hogwarts historians, with an invaluable roadmap to understanding the internal forces present at any given place along the beam that is Harry's life. An example of the value of this can be seen in material selection. If Harry was made from a stick, like his wand, he would not be able to withstand the applied forces, but a steel beam loaded in this way may be capable of remaining structurally intact. Or, as we have seen in Harry's case, a little magical reinforcement can go a long way.